going, where are we going? Across stage or
outside in the next
outside?
room. Yeah. Yeah. Goody. Goody. Yeah. Goody.
We're right there, fucking slow down. Okay.
Let's go tear them a new orifice.
It's all on camera.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
That is so polite though.
Yeah.
What's Pedialyte? Red was Pedialyte.
It's all we added
Alcohol's
in
on
dressing
stage
rooms.
already.
It's just like red cups, but it's just Pedialyte. It's great flavors. I can promise you that. Pouring in the
A little bit.
Last time we were
It's a while ago. Wasn't it? Over here, like at this place or something?
Dominic, good?
yeah, man, I'm good.
Let's roll. Alright.
Have fun, man.
Oh!
So I was wondering what your first concerts were that you went to and what kind of impact it had on you.
First concert I remember going to see was the Guess Who, Canadian, massive sort of the Guess Who. Yeah, they were the first concert I saw. And I mean, it was kind of cool. My mom took me, and I was like, I was pretty young though, so it didn't. I mean, it was just neat to see, to see all these dudes on stage and their chemistry and how it sounded and stuff. It was just kind of surreal, I think, because I was super young.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the live thing had an effect on me that way, I guess.
First concert was Platinum Blonde at the Lindsay Fair. And I remember a lot of hair, and I don't really remember much else.
Like
I
that
thought it was
one
cool.
there.
Yeah, it was the first rock concert I've seen. But I didn't really get to go to concerts.
Yeah.
Those are two pretty badass concerts, man.
Guess Who?
The
And
Guess Who and Platinum Blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what kind of shaped our musical
Yeah.
influence.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed. Yeah.
Yeah. But the Guess Who was actually pretty cool.
Guess Who's great.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Burton Cummings and
Yeah.
So what was the first tour, like real tour that you guys went on as a band? Like where you actually went out away from home for a while? And what did you take away from it? Like what did you learn from being out on that first tour?
Well, the first tour was a Jim Beam supported tour.
Yeah.
So what we learned, what we took from that was like, you know, pretty
Bunch of
evident, I think. Yeah, but it was, I think that was a Trapped and Smile Empty Soul, right?
Yeah.
That was the, yeah, and it was a Jim Beam tour, and it was our first, you know, first U.S. tour, basically, you know. So yeah, and I think we learned a lot on that tour. We were out for quite a while, and we learned, you know, we learned what not to do in the future and that sort of thing, you know. A couple of us ended up in jail on that tour.
Yeah, that's right.
A couple of us, you know, ended up, you know, wherever, but
It was actually a fun tour.
yeah, it was a fun tour.
Nothing to lose, you know.
Yeah,
Nothing to gain.
Well, I guess that's the time to learn what not to do.
Yeah,
Is
we learned a lot
yeah.
for sure.
yeah, we did, we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
The fact that it was sponsored by Jim Beam was a little, you know,
Yeah.
it didn't help,
No.
like with the,
Well, it seems like all the tours are sponsored by Jägermeister now, so
Yeah.
it really hasn't improved
Yeah,
very much.
Jaeger, yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, we've done a couple of Jaeger tours, I think.
Yeah.
With the remember the Lizard Man?
Oh yeah, Lizard Man, that was Stain and
Yeah, Stain.
Lopro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was good.
yeah.
So whatever you guys learned when you were first doing this and figuring it out has made you a very good live band. For anybody who has not seen these guys live, really good live band. So what do you think you bring to the stage that makes you so good live that people want to come and see you?
I think just like energy, you know, and passion. You see a lot of bands and they're just, I don't know, there's tracks on the stage and they're just kind of quiet, they don't move around, and they just don't look like they're enjoying themselves, you know? So I think if the crowd sees that you're passionate about what you're doing and it's not contrived, I think that's what really gets the crowd, you know? So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's feeding off the energy of the crowd and feeding off each other, you know, that really sort of affects
Mhm.
the live show.
Yeah, totally.
And, you know,
And it affects us too, you know, if the crowd is horrible, then, you know, of course we're still into it, but it's hard for us to like get that energy from them, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do when you're rehearsing for a tour? Like, what are you preparing for? How do you make decisions about which guitars to play, all that kind of stuff?
it's kind of, I mean, we, you know, because we've been touring for quite a while now, and, you know, after 3 records, we've toured for about 6 years almost, you know, basically. So it's like, we just do a,
And tell them, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Hey, Brad from Mo.
can you shut the fuck up?
Hey man, can you give us 10 minutes just with silence? We're just trying to do a video interview up in the dressing room. It's hard to hear.
Oh, yeah, of course, man. Yeah. Have camera radio me whenever you guys are done.
Okay, thanks.
It probably would have been okay,
Yeah.
but
Fuck
up.
I don't want, we don't want you to be
No,
annoyed.
I can't concentrate with this fucking voice in my ear. Anyways,
One
continue.
track, fucking mind's like, oh, leave it.
Continue.
Please
What is that?
continue.
Sorry.
What was I saying? What was the,
Reversing tour.
Yeah, you know, because we've toured so much, I think like before we got ready for this last tour, we really didn't do much. We just kind of we went into the rehearsal space and we, you know, for 3 or 4 days, and we went over the set a few times, and you know, the crew got ready and got all the gear set up, and it was more about the crew sort of getting their stuff together, you know, and us, you know, just kind of getting some of the rust off, I guess. But
Mhm.
there's not really a lot of preparation now, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get input from like the other people around you about, you know, what, like the set list, the order and stuff like that, or you just totally fuck everybody else and you're just gonna
No, I
do
think
it? Yeah.
you know, we've had a great crew, and I think there's a lot of guys on our crew that have been around for like 8 years. So, you know, we definitely take input from them, and you know, we have a great lighting guy who really helps us design our sets and lighting and stuff. And yeah, no, we always take input, but we try to mix it up as much as we can, you know. Yeah.
Do you have like a like one guitar or one bass that you like really like to play? Like when you get your hands on stage, you're like, yeah, I'm in the zone. Like, do you have like one that you
Yeah.
really like?
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's actually a recent guitar that I just kind of got. It's a Fender Thin Line Telly, and it's like it's a relic, so it's brand new, but it kind of looks really old. They make it look really old and stuff, but it's a great guitar. I love it. You know, I use that for about half the set, and then I use Gibson guitars for the rest of the set. So, and they're both. I mean, you know, I've got a white SG that I use a lot. That's really great too.
I saw it earlier, and it's not entirely in one piece.
The
Right now,
SG,
is it?
well, the Les Paul, the white,
Yeah,
the
Right,
white
right,
Les
that's
Paul
just fun,
that I
but the
have.
Les Paul, yeah.
Yeah, the neck cracked on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fell over on stage and cracked or whatever. So
Mm.
yeah, but no, yeah, it's I played Gibsons and
Right.
one Fender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got photos of it for insurance purposes.
Did
so
you?
Right,
don't worry.
perfect, cool,
Yeah.
beautiful. You sending that to Gibson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I use Ernie Ball guitars, and I don't know, they're all pretty much the same. The one that sticks out for me is one I bought when we first started the band. I had to take a loan out from the bank and like had to pay payments on it and shit.
You have to actually pay for guitar.
Yeah, and I still use that guitar to this day. So I think that's the one that really sentimental value, I guess.
I think one thing that people don't understand when they come to show and they just, they wait outside, they get in the venue, they stand there to watch the band, is they don't understand everything that goes on that makes a live show happen.
Mm-hmm.
So like, who are some of the people that work on your tour? Like, it's not just you 4 guys, it's
Mhm.
a whole bunch of guys. So who's working like all the different parts, and how important is each person in that whole process?
Everybody's really important. I mean, there's, I'd say there's 5 guys or whatever that are super important, on the crew. I mean, both the techs that make sure that we're in tune and stuff, and make sure everything sounds okay,
How often do you have to restring?
Well, because it was so hot yesterday, or the last show in Cincy, that, all the corrosion and acid and stuff on the strings. Eats away at the strings, especially since they sat for a day.
Right.
And it's just more preventive maintenance, Stop the oh shits
What
in the middle of
happened?
the show. I'd rather it just be a smooth flying thing than having to go, ah!
So what's your daily maintenance like on these things?
Daily maintenance?
Yeah.
I don't know, pat him on the butt, send him out.
Nice.
Pretty much it.
No, for the guitars, not for Barry.
Oh. I was talking about the guitar.
Okay, yeah.
And then obviously our lighting guy, Mike Filsinger,
yeah.
like we were talking about, he, makes, sets up the stage and kind of makes it look good, and obviously Chris, like we were doing front of house, doing sound, has to make it sound good. So it's like, you've got like 5 or 6 guys that are all kind of working really hard, and that's their job, to make it sort of solid for us, so that we're not flailing up there, out of tune and sounding like shit and with no lights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody kind of does their part and does it well
Yeah.
on our crew.
We pride ourselves on our crew. Like we, there's a lot of rock star techs out there, and they don't last long in our camp. We like to be down to earth people, and we just have no time for that. So our crew's really been around for years and years, just because we all kind of get along, and they represent us. They come in here and they do a world class job, and that really comes back to us in the end. So yeah.